So let's talk about first what it was like to be chief of staff to President Trump. Was it all that you thought it would be in terms of the difficulty, more difficult than you thought, and you're pleased you did the job?
It was. I mean, I've worked very hard in many jobs in my life, so the amount of work was not the issue, but it was certainly amongst the hardest jobs I've ever had in my life. But I would say this as well, after as much time as I had in the military, it was the most important thing I ever did. I mean, for 18 months, I was able to staff the president the way I think a president should be staffed, presenting him options, getting the experts in with him to talk and hash things out. That's what chief of staff does. That was vitally important. And for 18 months I was there, I think the team that we became, because I only brought one person in, the team we became as a White House staff built on what Reince Priebus, my predecessor and a great guy, built on what he was trying to do. And for that 18 months, we staffed the president very effectively.
Was it complicated to have the president's family in the government at the time?
They're an influence that has to be dealt with.
And today, if you were...
I don't mean, I by no means mean Mrs. Trump. First Lady's a wonderful person.
So was it the hardest job you ever had, the most memorable job, the most enjoyable job, or just another very interesting job?
No, it was very hard, but very meaningful, not very enjoyable. But, you know, I mean, it's staffing the President of the United States. I mean, you're trying to bring together not only a White House staff, but the entire federal government to help him make the kind of decisions, whether it's economic decisions, social decisions, or, you know, life and death, wartime decisions.
In Washington, it's often said that people stab you in the back, but also sometimes they stab you in the front. And that's the job that often the chief of staff is said to have. You get, you know, criticized by everybody. So did you feel that the criticism by people or the attacks on you just for any reason was something that was unfair or not tolerable, or you just got used to it?
Yeah, I would tell you I wasn't used to, one of the things that struck me right away that I was not used to coming out of the military was the intense personal ambition that people have. And because if that gets out of hand, which I think it was out of hand certainly before my time, and it continued a bit while I was there, people start to do things like leak to the press, things that are untrue or half true, not just towards people at the top like me, but their colleagues. One of the things I did very early on when I took over at the White House was get all of the staff together, and there's a lot of them, so I had to do several sessions, and just said, you know, nowhere in the oath of office that you take to, you know, support and defend the Constitution of the United States, nowhere in there does it say that you should be talking to the press unless that's part of your job and authorized. Nowhere does it say you should be stabbing your colleagues in the back so that you'll look better. You serve the nation, and if you take the oath seriously, you got a job, and I want you to stay. If you can't do that, find another place to work.